Commission, and today is Monday, March 3rd at 5:30, and we're in the Slade Building.
Yes.
And this is the meeting.
This meeting is being recorded and broadcasted on public access to allow for participation via online and in person.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So for the attendance, we just go around and say our name. We have a new face, as you can tell. Say our name and then just we say where we live. So I'm Jessie Alexander, the commissioner, I think it's called, and I live on 37 Lombard.
Jessica Hall, I live at 2 Madison Way.
Joshua Tenpenny, I live at 12 Simons Hill Road.
Hunter Young, 86 Ragged Hill Road.
Excellent. Fantastic. Thank you for coming. So this is the public session, and as we can see, there's nobody from the public here to have a discussion with, so I think we can move forward with our agenda. I printed off a budget just to show you guys where we're at. I had requested an increase, but we didn't get it. So we are at our normal budget. You can see we've got $995, which will be good for opening the parks until we get our next money in July 1st. So the porta potties will be coming out of that, which we have to also discuss when we want to open the park. So that's our yearly budget. The second page is Clark's Corner, which is like the little gazebo off to the side right before the bank. And there's, we'll put like a tree there, just kind of keeping that park maintenance. So we've got that fund. We have our donation fund, which is negative right now, so we're gonna have to fix that. I can take some money from another account, but they pulled, I think they pulled one of the porta potty invoices out of our donation account by accident, so we can get that fixed. And then the last page, we have the largest one, and we share this with Open Space, so it's the parks account, but we share it with Open Space. That's something that there's a farmer somewhere, I think, that mows a bunch of hay and then they sell it and they put it into this account for Open Space and Parks to use, which could come in handy when we have to talk about our irrigation system on the field. I don't think we're there yet, but so there are any questions on the budget?
No.
One thing that we did last year that I think we're probably gonna have to do again this year is ask the sports teams to donate money to the porta potties. Our budget was $2,500, porta potties went up, so we tried to do 2 porta potties at the field, but now our budget won't cover it for the year. So last year we requested a donation, and they were happy to do so from both, baseball and soccer. So do I say like all in favor, or do I have a motion, or do we have a motion to do it?
We have to consult by Robert's Rules of Order here.
Right, all in favor, we're good to
We're all
ask
in
them?
favor,
Yeah.
yes.
Good, okay, great, excellent, so we will ask for that donation. I have not received any field requests, which I was kind of surprised by, because they started coming in February last year. So I'm gonna just reach out to them and make sure, that they're still doing it and there aren't any issues or changes on their end. Hi.
Hey, how you
Welcome.
doing?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, so we have to talk about the opening of parks and when we want to open it. I'm gonna skip down just a little bit to the Easter egg hunt, because Easter is the 20th this year. So I was thinking April 12th would be a good time to do that, the Easter egg hunt, and then that'll give us a week if we need a rain date. We ended up doing it last year, I don't know if you remember, but it was like sleeting and snowing and ice, and it was not your typical Easter egg hunt. It was like a skiing, sledding adventure with eggs. So those were kind of the dates that I had proposed. We do have some leftover eggs. We'll have to buy some candy to fill them. And the Girl Scouts in town, one of the older troops, filled them last year. So, kind of like a community building thing with the Girl Scouts. So are we all in favor of April 12th? Any questions, thoughts, concerns?
Oh, that sounds good. Do we handle the promotion for that?
We do, yep. So
Okay.
last year I made a flyer. I'm happy to discuss anything. I mean, if you have some ideas, as far as, promoting it goes.
No. Just check.
Just checking, yeah, yep. So, last year I made a flyer. I believe they put it on the sign in town.
Mhm.
And then it was all like on the websites and things
Okay.
like that too. So, that, we'll continue to do that. Okay, good, so
Okay.
I'll put that down. April 19th, being a rain date is okay, but that's also when the Girl Scouts are doing the bottle and can drive for Earth Day.
Okay.
Keep Hubbardston Beautiful Day is what they call it.
Mhm.
So we'll just have to kinda work with that on the same day, which shouldn't be a problem, cause we could just do it earlier. It's not a huge, event
All
that,
day event,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So we can work through that if we have to with a rain date.
Mhm.
So that brings me back to the opening of parks. If, weather is good come April, I was thinking after the Easter egg hunt, we could open it, call around to the porta potties, find out what that looks like, and try to have it open for May. I'm not
So
sure.
the Easter egg hunt being the official opening of the parks?
Or yeah.
somewhere in that range?
Yeah, obviously dependent on weather, if we still have a bunch of snow and ice out there, we're not gonna open it quite yet, we're gonna be able to access the fields.
Mhm.
And since I don't have any of the dates from, the sports teams, I don't know when
Oh,
they're starting either,
okay.
so, in my mind, it would be like, I would think May, I would hope by May it would be nice, like May 1st.
Mhm.
But we can also, discuss that as we get our
Sometimes
next
May is
month.
yucky, so.
Right, exactly.
Not this May. This May is gonna be beautiful.
Beautiful,
A
okay.
beautiful one.
It's already it's gonna be beautiful soon.
Soon,
Like
okay,
tomorrow,
any day
the
now.
next day.
We
That would
have
be
beautiful
really
weather.
nice.
Until next Christmas.
Until next Christmas, no snow.
It was beautiful on Saturday and then
Yeah.
it snowed.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of spring snow, that was real snow. It's-
So we can, put down tentative May, but we can talk about it in our future meetings.
Mhm.
In the meantime, I will just call and see if I can get an updated cost on the porta potties, so we can have an idea of what we're looking at for the
Okay.
year.
And the schedule from the
Yes.
sports teams.
Yeah, none of the leagues have reached out, so, I will do that. We did get a field request from Katie Young for the help me out, what's it called? The fair, the Hubbardston
Oh,
Fair.
yeah.
So she does the Hubbardston Fair, and that, I believe, was June 7th, 8th? Yeah, so the fair is on June 7th, so she wanted to block out that weekend, which is
Mhm.
fine, cause it's our first and only request as of right now.
Okay.
So, I think we can block that off for her. Alright, so that's it for the egg hunt. Old and new business. I wanted to talk about, setting up a meeting, cause I think, since we're gonna start opening the park and start doing a couple things,
Mhm.
it'd be good to have meetings like regularly.
Okay.
So I asked Mel for the, schedule, and it looks like right now, the second Wednesday of every month is open. Is that something that you guys might be able to work with? It's, it would be, I like this 5:30 time, I think it's good. And we could, either meet here or in the senior center, depending on if something comes up.
So a meeting room over at 48 Gardner Road now. It would be small, but you guys could fit.
Yeah,
Hunter helped me assemble it.
excellent. I saw it.
Mostly Hunter assembled it.
I went over there today.
Did you?
It looks very nice, very nice. The office is nice. Is that, something, Joshua, you think?
Just double checking my schedule. Wednesdays, I have to be out of here by about 6.
By about 6, okay.
Yeah.
So as long as we could get it early, then that could be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do 5:15, I don't know
Yeah,
if
5:15
that's
would be better.
too early for you.
It's fine.
Depending on
it's
traffic, I
5:15.
should be fine. I come
Yeah.
from Worcester.
Okay.
But I should be,
So
I
right
can
from
scoot
there.
out a little earlier.
Okay, alright, so I will, put that down, you know, just kind of block it off, and if we have to mix things around 1 month, that's fine, I just kinda wanted to put our name on the schedule so that she
Mhm.
knows, like, oh, every second Wednesday it'll be parks.
Okay.
And that's just while the parks are open, like, we won't carry it on into the winters unless we decide to do winter things.
Mhm.
Okay, so I will take care of that.
So that would be looking at the 19th?
So we're not gonna do the
Or-
one in March, just cause we
Okay.
have this one here, so it would be, our next one would be April 9th. Which would work too, cause it's right before the Easter thing. The egg hunt,
April 9th, yeah, I can do that.
okay, so yeah, so we'd just, go the second. In order to have a meeting, I do have to have at least 2 of you and me here, so that we have a quorum, enough people to make decisions. So, we can be flexible with it, but I just wanted to.
I could stay a little after 6, just not, I've got a
Yeah.
class in the evening,
Okay,
so.
yeah, I don't see us going very long, it's not like we have a lot
It's
to
huge
discuss,
agenda.
you know, as long as we keep the park open and people happy, then
Mhm.
things are pretty good. So that was that, I applied for a grant from the Hubbardston Cultural Council for us, and we got one,
Oh,
so that's
okay.
really exciting.
How
We got a
much?
grant for $2,833.
Okay.
That needs to be spent this year. And it needs to, be something that's, cultural for everyone, like inclusive of everybody in the town.
Mhm.
There are some, little stipulations and stuff I have on an email that I forgot to print that out, but we can talk about it. Katie Young was doing the concert series in the parks, and she does not want to do that this year, is not doing
Mhm.
that this year. So that was kind of a thought that we had. I was thinking about just having one day, one event, like a park celebration, family friendly, everybody,
Mhm.
I don't know exactly what, but if we have any thoughts.
Mm.
I was talking to people at the Rod and Gun Club,
Mhm.
and they've been interested in throwing like a field day event thing as well.
Mhm.
And might be interested in joining in with us and just doing a big town-wide, I don't know, a summer bash, or I don't know what you could call it,
Yeah, so
summer fest.
like when,
or-
I'm trying to think of when the Hubbardston Field Day is, cause we want it to be sufficiently far away from that.
Yep, so we've got the fair is the 7th, and then field day, which the Lions do, is
Mhm.
typically, I wanna say in September,
Yeah.
right?
I think so.
So, would wanna be, away from those.
Near any of those, yeah.
Yep, so you got June, September, it's pretty good, so, I don't know if the Lions are doing the field day this year either, I haven't seen or heard anything.
I'd go with yes.
They
Yeah,
are,
I think
yes.
so.
They would make a big to-do if they weren't.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, alright, so they're probably going with that. So, do we have any thoughts?
There's space limitations, but I was thinking something like a food truck kind of thing.
Yeah.
With different food trucks and, we don't want them to run the fields if they're parking, but I'm just thinking,
Mm.
So
like
they
a-
do that for the field day, food trucks come in and they park on the,
Oh,
on
okay.
the fields, but not where the irrigation is, it's just a
Right.
different area. Which, we can, put together some kind of event. I was along the lines of the summer concert series, like I think it'd be kind of fun to do like a local, like Hubbardston's Got Talent, like have people who like are in bands or sing or
Mhm.
something, they wanna come up and get their 15 minutes or something like
Mhm.
that and make it something along those lines. I don't know how many people in town would be into something like that.
Mm.
So just a thought that I had as well. I don't know if we'd be able to host it at the Rod and Gun. I don't know what like the limitations are, but that would open up a lot more space. They have their whole field as well in the back there.
Yeah.
So, that, a lot more parking.
Mhm.
So I don't know, like we could make something big or small or just to try to, get the town together.
I recommend doing a summer concert series, but instead of a weekend, do it on a weekday with food trucks.
Oh,
Because you'll attract a lot more people that came home from work, summertime, their kids are home, and they don't want to cook.
That's true. That is true. That's what Westminster does too, right? They have
Yep.
theirs on like Wednesday nights or something like that. So yeah, that is an idea as well.
Just to throw another kind of spin behind that, it gets you completely out of the other two events. Like, you don't have to worry about when you do it. You can do that whenever. Because
Anytime.
July and August are really, really hard because people are gone. The weather isn't always cooperating because you get downpours out of the blue, and so.
Yeah. I was also thinking something in like October. I mean, I don't know, something fallish. I know it's right near September, but it's to be different. But I like that as well. Weekday food trucks.
What if you cranked the police department's thing way up?
What do you mean?
Like, just did more real bands, really, like, I don't know, I'm just speaking out of the blue, I've never thought about this before. I'm just thinking about October, cause the police do their successful
hoedown.
Halloween downtown hot dogs and.
It's an idea too. I was hoping to find, cause there is like a National Park Day, you know, like Love Your Park Day, but I think it's in September, like right around when that other fair is, so it would be difficult to do back-to-backs. I gotta get the date for that again.
And I wanna say that's what National Night Out was originally intended to support, and then it took a different path and with the whole police and recovery in that way, but I think whenever that is, that's when Love Your Park Day is.
Okay, National Night Out. I haven't even heard of that. Have to look into it. So we have some money and we need to spend it, which is
Okay.
nice. It's nice to say. There have been a couple of people who've emailed me about concerts, cause they've done the concerts in the past.
Yeah.
Um,
I think concerts is a nice thing, you know?
yeah,
Concert plus food truck on a weekday, like, and if we did maybe a couple of small things, I don't know.
And if you want
Instead of just
little
one.
kids, I've noticed, and our fire department and police department are all about this, concert, food trucks, touch a truck, gets all the kids going.
Touch a truck.
yeah, that's actually not a bad idea as well.
Did we get those folks to bring some alpacas?
Right,
They
Touch
seem
an
to be
touch an
extremely
alpaca.
enthusiastic about sharing their alpacas.
I'm sure they would, right? We could just make it a big touch event, like a sense event, sensory,
Sense fest.
right? Sense fest. Touch, listen, feel. Is there a night during the week that you think would be a good hit? Like Thursday night for some reason just pops into my head, cause I know that Thursday night, like, I have no more dinners planned and I'm exhausted, so it's like, that for me would be a great time. I don't know about
All the weeknights are pretty equally bad for me.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Thursday's nice.
Yeah, yeah, okay, all right.
So were these events well attended in the past, or?
I have to be honest, I never went to one.
Yeah, I didn't really-
Yeah, I have not, so I don't know. Do you know, were they the
What, the summer
concert
concerts?
series?
Yeah, I always got dragged along because my mother was running it.
Yeah,
They're pretty good on the weekend,
Yep.
but my mother suggests
Calendar should not.
having parks try to do it on a weekday, because we'll probably get more people. Because usually Saturdays, like, a bunch of people are gone because they'd rather go to a restaurant.
right. Or they're away for the weekend in the
Yeah,
summer.
too.
Yeah. Okay, all right, yeah, we can absolutely do that. I'll try and get some, I'll print out some of those emails from the people that reached out about throwing the concerts, and we can talk about that.
Seem empty to me.
Then the last thing that I have is just kind of like a little update. We do a senior work-off program, and the guy that's done it for us all along, his name was Bill. He's not doing it again this year. But there's another guy named John who signed up, and he would be a perfect fit for us to take over. So he just goes once a week, empties the trash, and makes sure the
Oh,
park's
good.
okay. So he wants to do it, so we'll probably sign on with him when we do open the park.
Very good.
And is there, do you have anything?
I just had a question about, because I'm new to the budget,
Sure.
as far as maintenance of the park, is that part of a different, the mowing, landscaping, paving?
Yep, so DPW does the maintenance part, like they do the mowing of the fields. As far as like the flowers and the pretty things, I think Santa did that. So we might have to kind of figure that out. I am not a gardener.
Okay.
So if anybody has a passion for gardening and flowers and all that fun stuff, that, you know, by all means, anytime.
So that's from this, that comes out of this.
It would, yep, it would come out of some of that, yes. And then also the senior work off, so he does the actual like maintenance, you know, like the cleaning, the trash removal, and things like that.
And you guys get an incredibly generous level funded budget of, I believe, $2,500.
Incredibly generous. Not enough for porta potties,
Yeah,
but.
it's not enough for porta potties.
But that's okay. We considered maybe outhouses, just to save on that cost.
A hole.
Composting toilets.
Just give everyone a
Yes.
shovel when they come in. Welcome to the park, grab a shovel. Just kidding, but yes.
Yeah.
It's a
so-
5-gallon bucket and a tent, no, it's.
Exactly.
And I just asked that question as someone who walks, you know, on the path there, the paving is some better days.
Yes.
In a lot of areas.
Yes, Nate.
I
Yes,
think-
public.
As a member of the public, I believe that it would be incredibly beneficial if the Parks Commission were to apply for a parks grant for the fields, for the track and the skate park. Because, obviously not me, because I'm a member of the public, but the town administrator has pushed those two projects off the last couple of years because there are grant funding opportunities for parks grants, and we don't want to fund things that could easily apply for low-hanging fruit grant opportunities. On March 25th, we're having a grant prioritization session with a representative from Capital Strategic Solutions. All right, now I'm the town administrator. And that should be a great opportunity for everyone to come together, because we're aiming to make a grant prioritization plan. I don't know exactly how long that prioritization plan will prioritize things, but maybe between 3 years and 5 years. Things change, so I don't want to do it for too long. But March 25th, I hear there will be stickers. Like, we'll do one of those, write down your thing, and then we'll put the stickers all over the road. But I do suggest, and I can work with you, Tricia can work with you on finding some of these opportunities. But I know for my 2 capital improvement plans and my predecessors, at least 1, if not 2, it was noted in the plan that parks should apply for grants before coming back to capital. And I know CPA had mentioned a very similar sentiment. Because CPA, I think that's where you guys could easily get funding for some of your major projects over there, but you have to fall within the parameters of their application period.
What does that stand for, CPA?
Community Preservation Act.
It's an accountant? No.
Yeah.
No, I know that. I just
We
wanna
have
know
the
all
dad
all the
jokes.
acronyms. And the park grant, it's PARC, right?
Yeah,
I'm familiar with that
PARC.
from Gardner, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that walking track, as you can tell, has been
It's
on our docket for a long time. I filled out 2 of those grants, one for the skate park and stuff earlier this year, but I didn't hear any, or last year, the end of last year. I didn't hear anything, so I don't know what
Oh,
that
my
means.
community funding thing?
I have no idea.
Oh.
The thing you sent to me and you're like,
Yeah.
put something in here right
Yeah,
now.
that
And I
puts
did.
you on the plan, you're on the plan.
Oh, alright.
But the plan says apply for grants.
Okay.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
The
And
plan
the-
is you apply for grants.
The park grant, the town needs to agree that we would apply for that, right?
Yep.
We need the town's support.
Yeah, there is a grant policy
Mhm.
that anything over $10,000 or that would require a matching contribution would need to be presented before the select board. We can have a meeting someday and just talk all about that.
That would be
Yeah.
perfect, yes.
Going on?
Your
If
annual
we could do that,
haircut.
that'd be wonderful.
Annual haircut.
Yes, do you have
I
any
don't-
other questions?
That was my only question.
That was your only question, okay. So yeah, so we will do that, we will have a meeting and talk about that. There was the ADA thing as well.
Yep.
That's another thing. Is
You
that
filled
part
it
of
out
that
and
March
you
25th or no?
sent it- No, so you filled it out, sent it back to me, and he will be coming out with his plan and the adjustments that may or may not need to be made based on what they found, their findings are.
Okay.
So we should hear back relatively soon on that. They were just waiting on a few key stakeholders to finish their part, so.
Okay, just wanna make sure I didn't miss anything.
Nope.
Is now an appropriate time to bring up something that I would like your help with?
Yes, I would think so.
I would like to get a group of people together and finally come to a specific conclusion on whose responsibility the flags are. And if there is a centralized town flag that follows the orders of the governor and the president, or if, because right now we have the flags are willy-nilly. It broke in the wind and someone replaced it. The Lions have donated 10 flags to the Center Park, and it's a wonderful donation, and I hope they continue.
Hi, Chris Borrego, 151 New Westminster Road. I can speak to this topic. There's 2 flagpoles at Curtis Rec Field, which the Hubbardston Lions Club has historically purchased replacement flags for and replaces the flags up there. I personally replaced the United States flag this past weekend. It's something we do when we can get up there, when there's not a foot of snow, when it's not dangerous to do. There's someone in the club who has a bucket truck. If, the rope breaks or we need to do something that requires height to get to the top of the pole, he's more than willing to do that. As far as those 2 flags are concerned, that's how that works. The other flags in town, I can't speak to.
So are you talking about all the flags, or are you
Yeah.
talking about just the rec field?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can talk about it later, and if one of your members worked for the town, that would be the person that I'm thinking is going to end up being in charge of the flags, so.
Huh.
I don't know
But
what
yeah,
you're
we
talking
can
about.
absolutely do that. And thank you, Lions, for replacing and taking care of the flags on Curtis Rec Field. That's very nice of you.
The big one.
But we can talk about that.
Someone put up a not
Right.
as.
Anything
but
else?
still
Does anybody have
decent
anything they'd
size
like to bring up?
flag, 'cause those things
The
are
Gaga Ball pit.
The Gaga Ball Pit.
It's right over by the basketball court.
Okay.
Needs to be removed.
It needs to be removed.
What is a Gaga Ball Pit?
So it's a game that Boy Scouts play. We have a big, massive Gaga Ball pit at our camps, and it's basically you have a kickball, and you let it bounce 3 times, and then you'll slap the ball around, and you have to hit somebody's knees and below to get them out.
Wow. I learn something new every day.
Right?
Oh, it's like a fenced-in,
Yeah, it's
Yep.
like a.
area.
But that
Okay.
Gaga Ball pit is nowhere close to size.
It's not a regulation-sized Gaga
Is
ball
it-
pit, are you saying?
Is it something that we can just take down? I mean, is it something that was put up by Parks? Does somebody else
I was
own
put
it?
up by Boy Scouts for an Eagle project, which I could talk to the Eagle that did it to get his permission to remove it.
Mhm. Okay. So you're talking about that wooden thing that I
Yep.
always thought was the trash area?
Yep.
Like a trash, like a trash can went in it?
Yep.
Okay, but not that. All right, excellent.
We had a hand in the
Um,
audience.
Do I, oh. I do,
Yeah,
oh,
Chris
sorry.
Borrego, 151 New Westminster Road. Why does it have to be removed?
Because it's not used, it's just collecting weeds, cobwebs.
It's not maintained.
It's basically, you look at it and you like question, what's it used for?
Trash?
Yeah, and that's what people think is what it's used for.
So it doesn't need to be removed, you want it removed?
Yes.
Okay.
And nobody uses it, there aren't balls, it's
I've
not big
never
enough
seen
to-
anybody use it.
Okay, well, I would think that would wanna talk to the person that put it there.
Yeah.
Right, or maybe, talk to them and see what they think about it.
Yeah.
Does that sound fair? Sounds good. I'll
I
check
think
it out
someone
too.
needs to paint the rules for Gaga Ball on the outside of it.
I know, right, say what it is. It would be nice, I think, maybe a sign that says this is a Gaga Ball pit. Yes.
And speaking of obscure games that have become incredibly popular, if there were a conversation to be had about a pickleball court, my office would be interested in being part of that. That's something we could potentially look into grant funding for, so.
Okay.
Ooh.
How big is the Gaga Ball pit?
Oh,
Big enough for a
enough
pickleball.
Well, it's not big, no, the Gaga ball pit is not
No,
very
okay.
large.
It would be very
Not-
small pickleball.
They would be very it would be more like ping pong
I
then.
just didn't know if we could like add on to it if there's an air.
No,
It's
I
kind
have to
of in
look
the
at
middle
it.
of the basketball court area, isn't it? Kind of near there?
Yeah, it's kinda near
Right?
there, it's like
Yeah.
right next to it.
Pickleball, we can obviously write that down and add it to our list. A gentleman did reach out to me and say that he wanted to start a small 3-on-3 basketball game for the kids. I asked him to fill out a form and give me some more information, he texted me. So, when I get more information about that, will come up for our next meeting. Okay? Anything else? Good? Okay, so we need, hold on, I have to find my cheat sheet.
Motion to
A
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
You have your cheat sheet over here.
Second.
I'm learning.
Second.
Second.
Yeah.
Okay, then our meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
All right.